Depth of the Quiet by Latina Sidoroff. Chapter 32. The Quiet Strength You Didn't Know You Had. The unseen resilience that emerges, only in the deepest heartbreak. There is a kind of strength you do not learn in easy seasons, a strength you cannot develop when life moves the way you hoped it would, a strength that only reveals itself when everything familiar collapses and you are forced to stand in the rubble of a life you never imagined losing. Estrangement bursts this strength, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly. The way night turns into morning long before the sun appears. This chapter names the strength you may not recognize in yourself yet, but that has carried you every single day since the breaking. Quiet strength is born in the moments no one sees. Your strength did not emerge in grand gestures. It appeared in small, private moments that no one clapped for, no one noticed, and no one witnessed. Strength appeared when you woke up on mornings when grief made your body feel like stone. You answered questions about your child without falling apart. You faced another holiday with a smile that was half courage, half lie. You watched other families reunite while carrying a grief you could not share. You resisted sending one more desperate message that you knew would go unanswered. You kept loving a child who treated your love as irrelevant. You stayed gentle in response to cruelty. You kept living when despair whispered otherwise. Quiet strength happens in the shadows. But it is real, and it is powerful. You showed strength when you chose not to beg anymore. There is strength in the moment you stop pleading with someone who does not want to be reached. Not because you stopped loving them, but because you finally started protecting yourself. Estranged parents often interpret this shift as resignation or failure. But it is not. It is strength emerging in the form of self-respect. Quiet strength says, I cannot keep breaking myself to prove my love. Acceptance often looks passive from the outside, but inside it is a recalibration. The heart refusing to crawl any further toward a door that remains locked. This is dignity. This is courage. This is quiet strength. You showed strength in how you handled humiliation. Estrangement brings a kind of humiliation that is hard to articulate, being blocked, being blamed unfairly, being spoken about publicly, being erased from your child's world, being misunderstood by friends, family, or strangers, and yet, you did not retaliate with cruelty. You did not dismantle them publicly. You did not destroy their reputation in the way they allowed yours to be destroyed. That is strength. The ability to endure humiliation without becoming vicious is a form of emotional strength few people ever develop. You showed strength by not becoming the person they accused you of being. You were called names you never deserved, accused of motives you never had, assigned intentions that were never yours, and still, you did not collapse into bitterness. You did not lose your compassion. You did not become spiteful. You did not turn cold or cruel. You did not let their narrative rewrite your identity. You stayed yourself in spite of the story told about you. That is the rarest kind of strength. The strength to remain whole while someone else tries to tear apart your character. You showed strength by living through days you didn't think you could survive. Estranged parents often say, I don't know how I'm still here, because heartbreak this deep feels physically impossible to endure, and yet you endured. You survived the first holiday alone, the first birthday without a phone call, the grandchildren you were denied, the first time you saw photos of a life that no longer included you, the first time they celebrated with someone else in your role, the first moment you realized they may never come back. These moments break people, but they did not break you. You bent, you cracked, you shattered, but you did not disappear. Your survival is strength. Your heart continuing to beat through unbearable loss is strength. Your presence here, in pain but alive, is strength. Quiet strength is not about being unaffected. It is about continuing while affected. Strength is not pretending you're fine. Never crying, never aching, never breaking, never falling apart, never questioning your past, never missing them. Strength is crying and still showing up, hurting and still moving, grieving and still loving, breaking and still choosing to rebuild, losing and still refusing to become bitter, carrying a wound without letting it turn you cruel. Quiet strength is emotional endurance, the ability to suffer without shutting down your capacity for compassion or softness. You found strength when you learned to stand alone. Estrangement often means standing alone in a room full of people who do not understand. You had to learn how to live without validation, how to trust your own memories, how to release the need to be believed, how to hold your truth quietly, how to carry grief no one could see, how to survive isolation, how to rebuild identity without the role that once defined you. This takes strength most people will never have to develop. Standing alone is not abandonment, it is transformation. Quiet strength doesn't announce itself, but it changes everything. Quiet strength is subtle. It doesn't roar, it doesn't demand attention, it doesn't need to prove itself. But it shows up in how you speak now, in how you carry yourself, in the boundaries you set, in the dignity you maintain, in the peace you are building, in the acceptance you are learning, in the way you exist in the world, even with a heart that has been cracked open. This strength makes you more grounded, more clear, more compassionate, more resilient, more yourself. It does not erase the pain, but it reshapes you into someone capable of living alongside it. Why this chapter matters. Estrangement tries to convince parents that they are weak, broken, unworthy, or to blame. But you have done something extraordinary. You lived through emotional devastation without losing your humanity. You endured humiliation without losing your dignity. You carried grief without losing your ability to love. You faced misunderstanding without losing your truth. You stood alone without losing your courage. This is the quiet strength you didn't know you had. The strength that kept you alive. The strength that rebuilt your identity. The strength that allowed you to move, breathe, hope, and choose life again. Your story is not the story of someone defeated. Your story is the story of someone who discovered a depth of resilience they never imagined needing, and survived anyway. If this content resonated with you, you're welcome to like and subscribe to Depth of the Quiet. This is a space you can return to whenever you need steadiness, whether that's during a quiet afternoon or at 2 a.m. when your thoughts feel heavy and sleep feels far away. If you feel comfortable, you're invited to share your reflections, questions, or experiences in the comments. Your voice may offer comfort to another parent walking a similar path. And if today isn't a day for interaction, that's completely okay too. There is never any pressure here, only support, understanding, and the freedom to heal at your own pace. You are always welcome in this space. Books and resources. If you would like to go deeper, you can explore Depth of the Quiet by Latina Venus Sidorov, available in paperback and Kindle on Amazon. For spouses and partners supporting an estranged parent, Standing Beside the Broken by Stas Sidorov, available on Amazon. Thank you for spending this time here. Take care of yourself gently,